Hello, welcome to the Virtual Cheese Awards, showcasing the best of British cheese. I'm Vicky Buddison and I'll be moderating this session. Today we'll be judging A2 Traditional Extra Mature Cheddar. And our two judges who are helping us is Terry Hudson and Nicola Bergman. And Nicola, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, hi, I'm Nicola. I work for Newer Food UK. I'm their full-time grader. So we see everything through from cheddars, territorials and continental cheeses. And I also judge at numerous other cheese awards as well.
Terry?
Hi, I'm Terry Hudson. I've been in the dairy industry for about 50 years, so I'm the old timer. During that time, I've made most of the UK types of cheeses or been involved in the manufacture of those cheeses. I've also had the pleasure of traveling around the world, different countries involved in cheese manufacture and troubleshooting. And I've been judging pretty much all the shows in the UK for about 30 years. So I'm here at the Virtual Cheese Awards today.
Thank you, Terry. So judges today we use a point system and we score points across 4 key attributes. So I'm judging on appearance, aroma, texture and taste, and we upweight taste up 50%. And the cheese with the highest points wins, and that goes through to the Supreme Final, which will be on May the 17th. So let's move on to the first cheese that we've got in this category, which is A2. It'll be A2 1112. Would like to carry on?
Nice sample. So the first cheese, extra mature traditional farmhouse cheese. This particular sample is vacuum packed. So being extra mature traditional farmhouse cheddar, it most probably would have been made with unpasteurized milk. So extra care is taken in the milking parlour to ensure there's no pathogens, any nasties coming through. And usually the manufacturer has ownership of the milk itself. And they tend to work in families a lot of the time. So because it's unpasteurized, made with unpasteurized milk, I'm guessing, we're going to get a lot more complex flavors coming through. So beautiful looking cheese, like mechanical openness, which is the way that it's being pressed in traditional gang presses. A nice rind on the surface, and slightly darker, which would have been caused by slightly drying out and enzymes from the flora on the surface of the full truckle. Carefully matured in a store, so you do get musty notes. That beautiful smell when you go into the store. Sort of overwhelming, absolutely love it. You probably smell it when you go into a traditional cheese shop. So what do you think, Nicola?
Yeah, again, it's a very uniform looking piece of cheese, very nice looking. Quite a pale rind on that one. Where with it being next mature, you'd expect a few more molds and things to be growing. But yeah, very pretty, very uniform, very, very good looking.
Yeah, no mottling, so good salt distribution, no acid spots. Sometimes mottling and marbling are two different things. Sometimes marbling is an attribute, whereas mottling is a fault. But that's lovely, uniform colour. Nice yellow appearance from the keratin. So excellent.
What score would you give that for appearance?
Appearance, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more on the rind, so I would give that an 8. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like I say, the rind is ever so slightly lacking for me. Yeah.
Moving on to aroma.
It does give those really grassy notes again. Very traditional and very, very true to type. With the mustiness coming through there on the rind as well.
Beautiful grassy notes, complex aroma, and it smells really nice. I do like the aroma of that one. It's lovely and clean. There's no off flavors or taints.
What score would you give it?
I'd give that a 9 because I
Yeah.
can't really fault it. So it's like I say, the aroma's nice and clean and typical of that type of cheese.
And then I'm moving on to texture.
Slightly flinty on cutting. It did break up slightly on me, which again you'd expect for this type of cheese anyway.
Got a very nice mouthfeel, smooth and creamy, buttery. So what would you give that, Nicola?
I'd give that a 9.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
again, it's very true to type.
Mm.
It has got a nice mouthfeel. It sort of coats the mouth quite nicely.
Mm. So 9, yeah, I agree.
9, okay. And then taste.
Flavour, I mean, it's got lovely complex flavours coming through. I'd probably expect a slightly more for an extra mature. I'd expect it to linger a little bit longer, but it's lovely and clean. It's got complex flavour, complex grassy notes.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice, but I feel it could just give a little bit more. I feel like there should be a bit more power behind it.
Mm.
For me, it's I'd like to see a little bit more sharpness in there, sort of to drive the flavour a little bit more.
Yeah, it's got the flavours there, the sweet, the savoury, the sharp. So, but just like a little bit more of it for an extra mature, that's all. But so I'd give that an 8. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, 8's fine.
So,
It's
beautiful
it
flavour.
is a lovely cheese, and the flavors are really nice. I'd just like to see more of it.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
Great, thank you. And the next cheese is 1038.
So a nice cling film wrapped cheese. Just different ways of wrapping the cheese, and doesn't really matter what you use. So again, I've got either the top or the bottom of the whole cheese. So I've got quite a lot of rind to look at. You can see where the muslin cloth has been. There's no cracking on mine. Slightly darker around the edges where it's dried out a little bit, and some enzyme work on the edge. Again, it's quite edible, the rind, if you so that way inclined, or to cook with it or whatever. But slight mechanical openness. What do you think, Nicola?
Yeah, again, everything you said, to be honest. Like I say, the rind's very beautiful. You have got the development coming through on there. There's some really pretty colours and things going on, which you would expect for the more mature cheese. Again, you can see where with maturation is going on around the outside there as well. And there is a slight bit of openness, but again, perfectly normal and expected for this type of cheese.
Yeah, so I'd give that a 9. What about you, Nicola?
Yeah, I'd be happy with that, with a 9 for that one.
So aroma. Again, nice and clean. Nice grassy notes, complex notes coming off on the nose.
It's not giving me as much as the last one. I feel like there's not as much aroma wise going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You'd expect a little bit more for an extra mature cheese. So it's all the right notes, but you'd expect a little bit more of them. So aroma, I would give that an 8. I mean, it is lovely and clean. It's got all the right, saying all the right things, but it just needs to shout a little bit more.
Yeah,
You agree with that,
definitely.
Nicola?
So an 8 for that, yeah.
Yeah.
So texture.
Again, on cutting is slightly flinty, which you would expect. Perfectly normal for this type of cheese.
Yeah, it's got a lovely flinty break. There's no moisture in the curd, so it's a very well made cheese. Working it between the fingers to warm it up.
Slightly drier for me mouthfeel than the last one.
Yes, it is smooth and creamy, but it's not as buttery as the previous one. So I'd give that an 8. Would you?
Yeah. Yeah, I give that an 8.
And on to taste.
On the taste, again, for an extra mature, I'd expect a little bit more flavour. There was, on some of the matures, there was a more flavour than this one. But
See, for me, it's surprising because the aroma doesn't give that much, or as much as it should, and the flavour does give more than the aroma. But yeah, I agree. I think, as I say, the right notes are there. It just needs to give a little bit more. Just needs to enhance them.
yeah. So in terms of it's fantastic cheese, really well made. Just needs a little bit more oomph for an extra mature, but superb cheese.
What would you give for taste, flavour?
Well, I would say an 8 again, because it is a very nice flavour. Just need a little bit more of it for an extra mature.
Yeah.
You agree, Nicola?
Yeah, definitely.
So we don't have 1005. So the next one is 1228.
So we're back to backpacking for this one. It's vacuum sealed.
Struggling to get in, mine.
Yeah, which means I can't get into it. There we go. We're getting somewhere. We're in. So very pretty rind going on there. Quite a dark rind, but you've got a lot of colouring going on there. A lot of just a lot going on. Very pretty. Not quite as much darkening around the outside that you'd expect to see. Pretty uniform colour wise.
Yeah, it's a quite an unusual rind to this one. The color is not, I would say not typical of from a traditional store. The flora looks a bit strange, but that's no matter. It's just how they do it. It's just how they would actually make it and mature it. But you're right. There's not much darkening, not much staining around here, around the rind, which will be caused by the enzyme activity on the surface. And it's quite a close texture, but that could have been caused by the vacuum packing of the wedge itself. So appearance, there's no mottling, no discoloration, nice even colour, nice yellowy colour. So
a very attractive looking badge.
yeah, I would give it an 8. I don't know what you think, Nicola.
Yeah, I'm happy with that for an 8.
Aroma. It's got quite a sort of a winey smell to it. Sometimes you get from the whey like a fermented smell. I don't know if you picked that up, Nicola.
Yeah, I'm getting that. That's why it's very different to the paste though. The paste has gone to, like, again, the very traditional, the sort of grassy. It's not giving much on the nose though. Like I say, the rind's giving more than the actual paste itself.
Yeah, you're right. I can't smell very much at all on the cheese itself.
There is some there, but it is quite subtle.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I'd expect more from an extra mature, so I would give that a 7. I don't know what you.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, like I said, I just feel like it is lacking slightly on the aroma there.
Okay, texture.
Cutting seems quite smooth. Again, you'd expect a bit more flintiness from an extra mature.
Yeah, it's a bit short textured, like a bit like short pastry. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually come together and be smooth and buttery. So texture, again, I would say a 7. I don't know what you think, Nicola. It's a little bit sticky.
Yeah. And mouthfeel, slightly claggy. Yeah, I'm happy with a 7 on that.
There's flavour wise, there's probably quite a lot of flavour.
There's quite a lot of sharpness going on there.
Yeah. So not the complex flavours I'd expect from a traditional cheddar, but there is plenty of it, the sharp flavour. So it's clean, there's no off flavours or taints or anything nasty about it. So, it's a very nice cheese. Again, I wouldn't be too upset if I'd bought some and it was on the cheese board.
The shop really gets you around here. It's very sort of like face pully, as I call it, very like, ooh.
Yeah. So again, I would give it an 8 because it's got nice flavours. It is a bit sharp, but that's that typical of that particular maker's cheese. And
yeah, there is character going on, but it's the sharpness that does push it that bit more. And I would like to see a bit more of that character coming through. So yeah, that's an 8 for me.
Yeah, same for me. Yeah.
Thank you. So that's all cheeses for this class. So the cheese with the highest score is the first one, A21112 with 38 points. And that one will go through to the final.
Okay. Very good.
So, thank you for your time, judges. And just a note about say thank you to butlers as well for our aprons.
Thank you. We
Look back on again on 17th of May to see who gets crowned Supreme Champion. Thank you.
thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.